This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. Good afternoon, Bahamas. And this is a great day to be in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And Bahamians, I wouldn't want to be in any other country except the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the greatest little nation on the planet. We have the best of everything. The unfortunate thing is Bahamians do not fully understand our position in the world. We're going to have a special guest tomorrow who will be explaining that in graphic detail because God has a plan for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. The unfortunate thing is we just do not fully understand how great we are as a nation. When Dr. Miles Monroe was traveling all over the world and telling the world that God lives in the Bahamas, some of you couldn't understand what that meant. In fact, I was a little confused myself until I got the full understanding of why he was saying that. Here is a globe traveler coming from Bain and Grantstown, South Street it was. And he virtually circled the globe, many nations. He could have had citizenship in every one of those nations if he wanted to. But he always came back to the Bahamas. Why? Why would a man like Dr. Miles Monroe in his lifetime always told the people of the world, God lives in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas? I think I have a clear understanding now. And my special guest tomorrow is going to talk about that. Of course, we have Brother Hyler today, and we have another guest coming on briefly. And we will speak to that guest when he arrives, yes. But Bahamians, a lot of things are happening now in the United States. We're seeing the President, Donald Trump, he is doing some things to stabilize immigration matters in the United States. We have to see Bahamians. I've heard some comments made by the Foreign Affairs Minister. And he talked about some things, perhaps what you and I have no knowledge of. All of these visas and them kind of thing. I'm not particularly interested in all of that. What I'm interested in is what is the arrangement, the agreement between the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the government of the United States. What is the treaty all about? See, that's what I want to get a hold of. See, I'm tired of hearing crap from political personalities, and we do not get the real truth. What is the real agreement between the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and the United States? What is the treaty all about? And that's what I need to get so I could sit with my team. We can analyze it word for word, sentence after sentence, paragraph to paragraph, and then I could bring it on air, excuse me, and explain it to you. Because plenty of you don't even know what the treaty says. They sign all kind of funny things. And then the people come back and say, this is what you signed back then. You know nothing about it. I know nothing about it. And that's the way the government of the Bahamas has been operating 51 years, 6 months, and 18 days, right on up to date. And Bahamians, that is not good, because the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas ought to know what is going on. And we got one tape with Fred Mitchell, the Honorable Fred Mitchell. We're going to play that today because, you know, I have to comment on that again because some funny things are happening with the government of the Bahamas. We need clarity, Bahamians. We're going to get clarity with or without the government of the Bahamas. Let's make that very clear. There's a way to deal with a government. There's a way to deal with a representative who is not constitutionally sound. And the government of the Bahamas has serious difficulties following the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. They read all kinds of funny things, which are not constitutionally sound. And you need to dig deep, Bahamians, to find the right persons to run the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It's going to be rough as we move forward because of some decisions made by the government of the Bahamas. And they say there's the immigration board, the cabinet is the immigration board. That's what they tell me. As it relates to citizenship, as it relates to immigration matters. We are not getting any clearly defined, definitive statements from the government of the Bahamas. What is this arrangement between the current administration and the team that was supposedly in talks with them before Mr. Donald Trump became president? I need to get clarity on that. But you keep hearing some things coming over political personalities saying this, saying that. See, you can't go by that, Bahamians. Mouth could say anything. Let's see documented evidence of what the real relationship is. You know, they always just keep telling us Bahamas have friendly relations with the United States, and for many years didn't have an ambassador. What kind of crap is that? That should tell you something. We're so close and friendly with the United States. They got a big base in Andros. What kind of money is being paid for that? What are they doing in our territory? Do we know? Or are they a law unto themselves in Andros? Build this big embassy right down here off Shirley Street. Got this high wall around it. What else do they have in there? And under what standards was that building erected? Would any Bahamian be allowed to set up that kind of facility near the waterfront, as they were allowed to do? Was it according to our building codes? Because I understand they went deep underground. There's water down there, Bahamians. So what is it they're doing down there? You're just off Shirley, right on Shirley Street. Right there's the wharf, just a couple of feet down the road. The point is, are we making exceptions for the Americans in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas as far as our building codes are concerned? See, Bahamians, there's so many questions that need answering. We have to seek for it, Bahamians, because they aren't telling you anything. They're not presenting you anything. For example, this gay pride crap. You know, Berenice will call my show, and I ask her point blank, what is the policy of the government of the Bahamas as it relates to the gay pride program or initiative that they have? Remember, the American embassy is famous for putting up this gay pride foolishness. We didn't correct them and tell them, you can't have that foolishness in here. The government of the Bahamas, as far as I know, haven't made any clear-cut, definitive, clearly defined statement on the gay and lesbian issue as to where the government of the Bahamas stands on that issue. That's one. The second one is the Ministry of Education. It has reported to me that they are teaching this crap in the schools. The Minister of Education has not made any clear-cut, definitive statement, as far as I know. And if anyone out there who knows about it, tell me, because I want to get the statement. What is the position of the Ministry of Education as relates to the gay, lesbian agenda in our schools? Some funny things has been reported to me happening in the schools, but I haven't heard any definitive statement from the Ministry of Education. See, I notice if you don't inquire into things, you don't get any answer. They're very quiet. Don't tell you anything. Here you have these people coming in here. They say they don't want to bother with the children. They're messing around with the children. I have some young ones in my family where they could easily influence the little children about two females as a mummy. One is mummy and one is daddy. Two big grown males. That one is the mother, that one is the father. Any foolishness like that? Now, of course, President Donald Trump says you either be male or female. And the Christian church in the United States has allowed that foolishness to go so deep into all 50 states. I don't know how that's going to end up over there, but that's their problem to deal with over there. We were chasing after a particular personality, wasting our resources, wasting police time. Police don't even give that kind of attention to Bahamians. Who are you looking for? Male or female? Are you ain't sure? And I don't think that person has been found yet, as far as I know. But then if the particular personality, you ain't sure whether it's male or female, who the heck you looking for? You go to the hospital, are you looking for male or female? You ain't sure. So they bring all that foolishness here. And here's another thing that's been happening, and let Brother Hyler come on in a moment, because I didn't tell him I'll talk till Christ come back if he don't stop me. The point is, Bahamians, we have noticed a number of Americans coming here and dying. You notice that? Talking about they snorkeling, or they going out on a fishing trip, or going out on a boat. Then all of a sudden they just disappear. You don't see them. Or they come out of the water dead. Do they come here to commit suicide? Make the Bahamas look bad? It's happening very frequently, Bahamians. In the Exuma Keys and Eleuthera and even right here in New Providence. So what's going on? Then the police force got to waste time investigating these strangers, these foreigners, these aliens, these outsiders. You see why I can't get no protection from them? Because their time is taken up, our taxpayers' money taken up, looking after these strangers, these foreigners, these aliens, these outsiders who make no contribution to this country. They become a nuisance, Bahamians. But we sit right here and take the crap. How could strangers, foreigners, aliens, and outsiders be more important than citizens of this country? Give me a break, man. You wonder why you can't get any assistance from the police. Now, of course, in Fort Castle, we have thousands of tourists coming up there, so we ain't got to go looking for the tourists. The tourists are not a problem now. Let me make that very clear. And everything they come into Fort Castle, they're looking at all the plants, they're looking at the buildings, they're looking at everything. And tell the people now, you see, we got to keep the place nice and clean. And them 66 steps, I said the other day, how amazed the tourists are standing at the top of the Queen's staircase. You know, they spend all kind of money to come here just to go up and down the Queen's staircase. I've lived there all my life. But I don't take the steps that much now. You know, when you get as young as I am, you got to be careful. The point is, you could see the light in their eyes, Bahamians, standing at the top of the stairway and looking at that deep cut in the stairs. That's an amazement to them. Mr. Blues, hey, thank you very much. Let me just take this caller. Call you live on here. Go ahead, please.
Professor.
Hey, what's happening?
Radio man.
Yeah.
I like what the president let the whole world know. There will be no extra bathroom. There will be 2 bathrooms, male and female.
Yes.
No extra.
I had a discussion sometime with my pastor at the church. I had a discussion with him some time ago, the pastor of my church, which I attend every Sabbath. And I told him we may very well come into a situation like that when this gay lesbian crap started. They only have male and female. All right? That's what we know. That's the standard. We never had a problem with it. But you never know what may happen today or tomorrow. Perhaps we may not have it now that we have Donald Trump. President Donald Trump in the White House. So I think that is a positive thing. But the thing is, the Christian community in the United States, I think they were too lax in allowing the gay and lesbian agenda to spread like wildfire in 50 states. And of course, with the current president now, we have a glimmer of hope against that foolishness. We got to tell the U.S. Embassy, take that crap out of here. Because it seems like the government of the Bahamas has not yet made a definitive statement or policy as it relates to the gay, lesbian crap. They won't fool around with our children. They won't bring this crap out in the open. Now, what you do in the privacy of your little bedroom there, that's your business. They want us to change our laws to accommodate gay and lesbian foolishness, transgender crap. That's contrary to the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But I'm waiting to see what the government is going to do. I will not be surprised if they don't come up with anything. They sit right there with the mouth pin up. Instead of acting responsibly on behalf of the Bahamian people. Let me stop so I can let you talk. Go ahead, caller.
So, Psalms 94 and 16 says, who, the question was asked, who will take a stand for the Lord?
That's a good question. We need to read that again.
Psalms 94 and 16, when you go home, you could read it.
Yes.
Who will take a stand for the Lord?
Yes.
It was a question going forward.
Yes.
And this Bahamas, that is for us today. Who will take a stand?
For the Lord.
For the Lord.
Yes.
Not for Brother Thompson, but for the Lord.
That's right.
If you say you're on the Lord's side, take a stand.
Yes.
Now, in Chicago, I saw this on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. They have a bishop, and the other man stood on the side of him up on the pulpit. They call him Queen.
Wait, hold on. Call the male queen?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, now I get you. Okay.
He's the bishop of this church in Chicago.
Okay.
And the people. And he is saying, but Jonathan and David, Jonathan was going with David. That's why they made the blood covenant.
So what is he saying? They were homosexuals?
Yes. Yes. You see, that's how deep the devil is carrying these people down.
But is that really true? Does the record in the Bible show that they were homosexuals?
It's not so.
Okay, all right, okay. All right. No, you can go on. Go on.
But because these are people who are out there working for the devil and have a bunch of these people inside of the church. And you see the people them carrying on. Oh, praise the Lord. Preach it, Bishop. Tell them. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, the devil is doing his job out there, and God people are lying down.
Yes.
With the mouth closed up.
You're quite
ain't
right.
Saying nothing.
Yes.
Now, with the gay ship, sometime they bring the boat here with the gay ship out in town.
Yes.
They walk on Bay Street, saying they adopting little children, walking sometimes with the little colored children, and two men walking and saying they adopt this little boy and things like that.
Yes.
Now, what are we standing for? We are still accepting their money and things.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
So when the ship pull up by the dock and they come off the dock and stuff like that, walk on Bay Street holding hand and stuff like that, well, or everybody just stand up inside the look.
There's only
because
one
they
thing. There's only one thing to be done with them,
what's
straight
that?
out of the book. What God says you to do with them kind of people. See, God doesn't tolerate homosexuality. You know what He says to be done with them? You stone them to death. They want to live that lifestyle openly, not in the kingdom of God. You get rid of them. Either they repent or you get rid of them. They have to pay the death penalty. God is not changing that one iota to please nobody. They ain't going to no prison. They ain't getting no fine. You put them out of their misery. That's the penalty God says for homosexuality. Now, He might let you get away with a little fornication.
So
Adultery, same thing.
so what? But when allegedly we have some of them inside the pulpit here,
Yes.
huh?
Yeah, that's true.
So we get clean. We got to claim our dormant faith.
I agree with you.
Now, a whole bunch of people. This 69-year-old woman went scuba diving inside the Lutra. I've been noticed a lot of people been coming in this place, and all the hearing this one dead,
Yeah.
this one the next thing. I don't know what they are doing. We never get the result and the final answer. What happened to those tourists in Exuma
Yes.
on Sanders Hotel?
Yes.
What they say, the oxygen or whatever. I don't
Yeah, all
know.
kind of crappy things.
We never hear even what really happened. If they settle or
We
who
just
win the
know
case or whatever.
that
We
is true.
just don't know nothing.
Yeah, and we wasting a lot of taxpayers' money with our police was running up and down behind these strangers. They don't
The
have
the
any
the the the,
time.
the two woman tourists would say they was raped in
Yeah,
Freeport.
yeah. I heard
That
about that.
gonna be we ain't hear nothing but that.
No. And then you have all kind of people just drowning all over the place. They go out scuba diving or snorkeling, and then all of a sudden they're dead. Something's wrong with that picture. Seriously wrong with it.
Yeah, my last point is
Hmm.
I don't know if you recall City Market.
Yes, I do.
Well, to my understanding, the people that used to work there, they had the pension fund.
Hmm.
City Market closed down from that time.
From that time, yes.
And these people, they ain't got no money yet. Every time they go to court, they put it off because fella who was running the food store,
Yes.
fella
Yeah, we know exactly who
who
it is.
was the owner of that food store at that time.
Yes.
When you follow these people and see who these people is, and nobody is rising up. You see those people, maybe some of them already gone dead, maybe some gone crippled up, and still can't get no money from this pension fund because who is the owner?
Call it
And
as it's a good point.
who is the owner of this place? And still every Sunday, the pastors, some of them screaming in the pulpit, why they don't touch on these type of issues?
I think the people who have been affected, Article 24.1, they need to come out to the forefront.
The people them every time they promising the people, oh, they're going to court, they can get the money.
Yeah, but
People in wheelchair, people and nothing. You hear me? Where is the pension fund's money?
yes,
Okay,
that's a good question.
let them preach that on Sunday coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe we have another caller. My producer was showing me that we have another caller. Caller, you still on the line?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Then.
I am. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going to make this point real quick because I know I told the producer, let that man talk because he's making sense.
No, but he is making a lot of sense. That's why.
Absolutely.
Yes, I noticed that the caller, the producer told me there was another call. I noticed
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the producer. And I'm waiting for Mr. Hyler to talk.
Well, he's right here.
He is, right? But I want to engage this in this conversation. I want to tell you that, Jesus Christ, my cat at my door. Anyway, that's another point.
Yeah.
he was talking about the LGBT thing. That's what got me to
Okay.
call.
Yeah.
Okay? And when he said that, I wanted to remind you people of where the Bahamas has sunk since 1980.
Okay.
There was a scourge on the world, just like the pandemic the other day, called AIDS,
Yes.
AIDS. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And we were told not to go into Haiti
Yes.
or mess with homosexual people, because homosexual people from the place that's burning right now will go into Haiti to take advantage of those poor people.
Okay.
You understand? I won't go further with that.
Okay. All right.
And we have leaders today in our government doing the same thing.
Okay.
Encourage those people to come, because it's not just labor trafficking, It's called sex trafficking also.
Yes.
And I'm not going to go on too long. But I want the Bahamas to wake up to this. If we are a God-fearing nation, AIDS almost killed us. AIDS is still killing us. We're paying for that right now.
Yes.
With young people going to the hospital every day. Me and your tax VATs money are paying for that right now as we
Yes.
speak.
Yes.
And it's sad, because when that happened in 1980, man, I got saved. I tell you the truth. I say, no, but that didn't kill me. What I hear about these people, what they're doing. But here we are in 2025. That's why I'm so passionate on your show to say Kamala Harris cannot be the next president of the United States. The whole world would have been Sodom and Gomorrah, sir.
Yes, sir.
And all we burn up in the fire, like God showing us an example right now, what he did last week in LA. It's probably still burning. I don't know.
No, it still is.
Thank you. That's all I want to say.
Yeah,
God
well,
bless
thank you for your contribution. Let me get Brother Hyla in here, because I told him I'll talk till Christ comes back. Brother Hyla, welcome to Global Radio 99.5 FM. Express yourself.
Good day, Professor, and good day, Bahamas. It's not only I that I'm here, but our other guest is here online also.
Oh,
he's here also. But good day, Bahamas, and good day, Professor.
Okay.
Our producer, Mr. Ramesh Miraj, is our other guest today. I do believe he's traveling.
Yes.
So we are fortunate to, he always, he always come back here. He's living overseas, but he can't stay away from the place of his birth, his schooling, his education.
But see, he's from Portman Castle, He
Well,
can't go nowhere.
He's right around the corner from you.
Yeah, he came to me Saturday. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, let's ask the producer if we could.
Mr. Bruce, if you can bring him in right now.
My brother.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
Man, I'm thankful. I'm still in the Bahamas.
Well, we brought you on live, so you're with us here live. We are so blessed to be able to talk to you while you touching down.
Yes.
You keep coming back. This your navel string berry here.
Berry here.
So
well, you see, he is from Portman Castle where I am, so he can't go anywhere. I told him he's got to stick around till the man come back.
Portman Castle has produced some very serious, high-level world changes.
Well, that is correct.
If I may say so.
Yes.
So we have the professor, and with us today we have the scientists.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Bahamian public, let me just say very casually, we would have interviewed Mr. Miraj in the past, last year.
Yeah.
But for those of you that did not hear, here's like we said, a son of the soil, our very own, our brother that spent his entire youth right here growing up, picking almond and climbing the dilly tree. And now his children, he makes sure his children here picking almond. And if you don't mind me saying, Ramesh, you really serious now. You walk through the whole neighborhood and you make sure your children know where everyone live and how you all used to live and everything.
Oh yeah.
My goodness. So how you been, man?
I am thankful. I I being busy. But
Good. Yeah.
no matter where I am, my heart and my mind always go on my Bahamas, And
Thank you.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
I
Amen.
tell you, when we it was me and my uncle and my aunt and ton of cousins. We walked through Mason Edition uh, at the old homestead, and then we went up to the Fort Hill. And I remember Professor tell me he lived there. But in any event,
Mhm.
I just get goosebumps thinking about it
Mhm.
because, like you say, I used to be climbing up tamarind tree,
Mhm.
plum tree.
Mhm.
Boy, look yo, and I see Juju, and I go on crazy.
Boy,
Oh boy,
well, even if you take the young man out of the Bahamas, but you can't take the Bahamas out of the young man.
No.
say that like you mean that, brother.
Even if you take the man out of the Bahamas, you can't take the Bahamas out of the man.
I
You're
wish,
born there. You're born there, boy.
Boy, look here.
I wish we could get everyone who has gone
Uh-huh.
abroad like Mr. Barrage has done, never forgetting where he came from
Mm-hmm.
and contributing to helping the Bahamian people, because right now we need all of those
Mm-hmm.
competent and qualified people whom the
Yes.
Lord has blessed tremendously.
Yes.
Yeah,
Help
yeah.
us in such a time as this
Mhm.
2025. We need
Mhm.
them now more than ever before.
Definitely.
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you for coming on the show.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
definitely. But let me just say, Ramesh, we have a high appreciation for how God has blessed you and allowed you to perform your gift at such a high level. And I hope you don't mind me saying that you gotta tell us a story about the teacher, man. When you tell us that story about when you even was trying to goof off in the education.
All right. So yeah, so I was in COB,
Uh-huh.
um, and I was failing out in my first year at college,
Wow.
and I had to go see the academic advisor.
Hmm.
So when I walked to her office now, and I saw who she was, this was my fifth grade teacher.
Hmm.
So I hold my head and I say, "Oh Lord Jesus, I in bloody trouble." Hey, and she run from behind the desk, but Isla,
Uh-huh.
and she come and she twist my ears. And
Wow.
she said, I know it was only one Ramesh Barrage, but I didn't think it was my Ramesh because he was a no dummy. So she straightened me right out fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Twist your ears and say, straighten up and fly right.
Straighten up and fly right.
What
Straighten
happened
up and
from
fly.
that point?
Brother. So like I said, I was failing out at that time. So she
Uh,
said, she said, you can graduate from the college on time and you can graduate with honors.
wow.
And I say, yes, Miss Carey, I can do it. I can do it. And it takes those people that know you when you were like innocent
Mhm.
before life, twists you up,
Yeah.
Yes,
and
yes,
you lose your focus.
that's
Yeah.
And
right.
so she speak life into me because she saw who I was before I knew it myself,
Exactly.
Okay.
you
All
know.
right.
And I think I said it. I had done a podcast where it said a woman can't raise a boy to be a man. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
God strategically places these people and events in your life to get you on the path that He has for you because He knows the plans He has for us.
That's
Yes.
right.
Okay. And so, man, the scary straightened me out. And
Wow.
I did graduate from the college on time and with honors. And because of that, I was able to get scholarships to go away
Powerful.
Yeah,
to Tuskegee. Yeah.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very good. Very good. So we just wanted to underscore the impact of your fellow villagers. It takes
Oh, yes.
a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
So you were straightened up. You were heading off track, but one speaking the life over you and what could come out of you. And I wanted the public to know that it's the same with all Bahamian young boys.
Yeah.
Well,
Regardless of how they look or what they doing or how they performing right now, they need that encouragement to get on the straight and narrow.
that is a true statement. And, along with that, it comes so many other things that has changed from my time to this time, which is that you pointed out to take the village. Okay, but today now you can't go and twist up nobody child ass.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's true.
Wow.
Huh?
Another
serious thing.
Back in them times, if
Yeah.
I was behaving like an idiot, like in downtown,
Uh-huh.
man, someone could have beat my behind.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I couldn't embarrass the family name because I was gonna get it there, I was gonna get it home,
Uh-huh.
and then I was gonna get shame in church.
That's right.
Why, by you saying that, I just remembering from the last time we spoke, last time you were on the air, you said one time you end up you let somebody talk you into going over Paradise Island or something, ducking school.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, and this was before they had cell phone, boy. but all I know, when my little hip get home, the old man say, "I hear you being OPI."
What? No cell phone.
No cell phone. Because everybody didn't know everybody back in them times.
Yeah,
Right.
And you wouldn't be intimidated to call someone and say, "Hey, I see your son here or there."
that's
Okay.
right.
All
Right?
right.
But you can't do that today. You can't do that today. Mind your own business, man. That's my one good son.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, some serious points here. Yeah. Man, we better when we working together, man.
It's as simple as that.
We better when we are stronger. When
Yes,
we are
sir.
working together and looking out for each other.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the way it was. That's where we come from.
That's
correct.
exactly right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And I heard one of your callers talking about the distortion in the society where people are using God's word for their own purposes.
That's
Okay,
correct.
which is what the devil does, right? John 10:10 say the devil seeks to lie, to cheat, to kill, and to destroy. All right, and so when you do not use God's word as it is written and as it is intended, you're going to get the chaos that you're seeing today. Okay, that's what we're going to see.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. No more, no less.
No.
So listen, when you arrived at Tuskegee,
Yeah.
tell us, man, how was the trajectory when you landed, and how did things unfold?
So okay, when I got to Tuskegee now, I was a 18-year-old boy. So I flew from Nassau, had to go to Atlanta, then into Montgomery, Alabama, and then I had to catch a cab from Montgomery into Tuskegee, which was like a 45-minute drive.
All right.
And I think this little story is going to sum up what you guys are talking about. So as soon as I get on the campus, they had a international students meeting, and everybody had to introduce themselves. So as soon as I start talking, and we have our distinct Bahamian accent dialect.
Yeah.
And so all the Bahamians, after we finish the meeting, we say we can have our own meeting after the fact.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had our meeting. I learned about, we had a community around there named Little Nassau, where you could go and you could get some good Bahamian food because we had some good Bahamian cooks and things.
Okay.
But anyhow, this was a Friday where everybody talking in the Bahamian dialect. Boy, when Sunday come down, I see some of my home people, them, "What's up, dog? You gonna come to my crib?" I say, "Well, bye now, what the hell wrong with y'all? You already sell out? You already sell out your Bahamian accent and think talking like American? You all stupid. I say, boy, you all need one good cow cock. You all need beaten. Okay? And so, I think a lot of what we're seeing today is because we have an identity crisis.
Okay.
We do not really love what it means to be Bahamian. Okay? And it appears that other cultures are way better than our culture.
Appears is the operative word there.
That is absolutely the operative word.
Yeah.
And listen, I absolutely love our culture. You know why, brother? I grew up poor, but God is so good that I don't have to like be hungry anymore. I could eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just want to eat. I just want to eat. I just want to eat fire engine.
Yeah.
No, man, Ramesh.
I just want to eat sausage and grits. Okay.
Mhm.
I want to eat tuna and grits.
Yes.
And if I want to get fancy, I want me with stew fish.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. What about the lamb? You can eat lamb every week. You
Man,
can eat
lamb?
steak and eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, but I ain't for that, brother. Hey, my wife is be like, babe, you think you could give the corned beef a break?
Boy, Mason Edition strong in you.
What?
We have the music coming up here, Ramesh, but you can hold on for us till a little longer after the
Yes,
break.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. We have Mr. Marash, scientist, very brilliant son of the soil. We are grateful to have him. He can make a significant contribution to the Commonwealth of London. He's not lost his Bahamian touch, and that's a good thing. We'll be back after the break. The lines are open 326-0271, 326-0272, 813-0271. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Express Yourself Live will return right after this.
I Dream of Sugar, your happy hour spot, where every day is a celebration. Big Mood Mondays, $1 wings, beer buckets, and BOGO cocktails. Tipsy Taco Tuesdays, tacos and $10 margaritas. Wine Up Wednesdays, carnival vibes with specialty cocktails. Throwdown Thursdays, $1 wings, beer buckets, and BOGO drinks. Flirty Fridays, sip $10 sex on the beach, and more. Social Saturdays, 3 for 2 drinks and platters discounted. Sunday Fun Day, unwind with $1 wings and unbeatable specials. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Sugar Rush Lounge at Bay and Market Street, just across from the Straw Market, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Sugar Rush Lounge. Call 603-2792.
It's the
At Standard Services, every day is the most wonderful time of the year. With up to 50% off selective items for Hawaii. Located on Shirley and Church Street, they have everything you need to get the job done right. Cooking and baking utensils, appliances, plumbing and electrical supplies, plus everything to repair your roof. Call 322-4636 or follow Standard Services on Facebook and on Instagram at Standard_Services 242. If you need it, Standard Services has it, making everything you shop at Standard Services
the most wonderful time of the year.
Original Patty's Bakery Limited on Harrow Road has lots of goodies waiting for you. Hot cross buns, Jamaica spice buns with cheese, escovitch fried fish, tasty patties, jerk and pastries, the delicious weekend special of chicken and mutton roti. They're open Monday through Saturday from 6:45 a.m. to 8 p.m. You may not realize it, but the most important ingredient in their products is you. So hop on down to the place where quality is always job number
Shoe
one.
Depot has what you and your wallet need. They are stuffed with stylish and exciting footwear, handbags, wallets, and accessories for all occasions. Shoes for the professional, casual, cute and glitzy, skid resistant, and ultra comfortable for those long work days. Shoe Depot has got you. Oh, and be sure to join our Shoe Depot Rewards Club for extra savings and earn points for special benefits. Visit either of our 2 locations, Golden Gate Plaza or the Palmdale Plaza. At Shoe Depot, you'll find the best selection of the best styles and at the best prices.
At Audio Plus, we carry a large selection of DJ and audio products like speakers, mixers, microphones, car audio players, and much more. You can also find a wide selection of musical instruments like marching drums, Junkanoo drums in a wide variety of colors, trumpets, clarinets, trombones, Yamaha keyboards, and Fender guitars at special low prices. Visit Audio Plus on Soldier Road, located in the Caries Plaza. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Phone number 394-6668. Audio Plus, your #1 music store.
South Beach to Bay Street.
I'm pleased, I really dig your company.
It's your chance to join the discussion of today's issue.
Yeah, let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. WhatsApp us your concerns on 809-2310. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself.
This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. This is a great day to be in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And Bahamas, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. You know, Scripture says God does not glory in flesh. In fact, there are 5 categories of persons God said he'll work with: the weak, the foolish, the base, the despised, and the nothings. Now, I come from the nothing class because the man tell me he could take nothing and make nothing something, and take something and make it nothing. Also, God also says in 1 Corinthians 1, 26-31, not many mighty, not many noble, not many great are called. The thing is that God says too many of them glory in the flesh. They have the intellectual arguments among themselves and see who is the greatest. You know how many people die with a lot of knowledge in their head, and they simply carry it with them. They die with it. There's no benefit to nobody, but they have these intellectual arguments every day of their lives to see who's the greatest among them. God say, no, I can't work with them kind of people. But he say he'll pick a few. But most of them will come from the weak, the foolish, the base, the despised, and the nothing. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Professor, I just wanted, and I'll make it real quick because I know I can't call back twice, but I had to rebut the caller who said about the people who speak Bahamians 1 minute, then they speak American the next.
Yes.
I have to address that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people accuse me of doing that.
Okay.
And I came to a point in my life where I refused to go to Miami and not be understood when they had to get Haitians from the back room to come and interpretate for me.
Yes.
You understand that?
Yes.
I went to Miami to buy something, and they couldn't understand what I was saying. The guy said, man, go in the back and get the guy from Haiti. And he comes and I talked to him. He turned around. He spoke perfect American to them. So it's not about being cute. It's about trying to be understood, trying to advance yourself in a culture you shouldn't even have brought there in the first place.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yes.
So that's what the Haitians are trying to do right now. They're trying to make us speak Creole to understand them. When we go to America, we should speak American so they could understand us. I don't want to hold you up on that because it probably was not a very important point for you. But I am an entertainer. I have to speak to Americans. I have to be understood. And I went to classes for that.
Yes.
Trying to elevate this place.
But that is a good thing. See, the important thing is for clarity. That's what I work hard to do on this show.
Clarity.
Clarity is extremely important for the average Bahamian. And
That's
too many things in this country misses the average Bahamian because of distortions. Too many things are on the airwaves, and I always chastise those particular personalities behind the microphones.
Absolutely.
People who are writing articles in the newspapers, talking foolishness and nonsense, way over the head of that woman in Baintown with those 5 boys and the man in Foxville with 6 daughters. He's still looking for some son-in-laws for his 6 daughters, but he's having a difficult time trying to find them. But the point is, clarity is very important.
Understood.
So I'm delighted that you called in to speak to that issue because that's a very important issue.
Absolutely.
We need clarity from the government of the Bahamas on national issues where they seem to be holding up their feet in the air and not telling the Bahamian people precisely what is the view of the government of the Bahamas in relation to the gay, lesbian agenda, and also the Ministry of Education, where I was made to understand that they're trying to put this into the schools, this thing about gays and lesbians.
Exactly.
So, clarity is very important. So I think it's a valid point. I don't have a problem with it.
I'll call you back on the next one.
By all means.
I'm a hard on that one.
Oh, Tuskegee? Yeah, okay, all right. In fact, my
you what.
grandparents went to Tuskegee.
God bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. We have another caller. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Professor, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm okay today.
You have a good show,
Well, thank thank you very much.
You have been sort of like open line?
We have a special guest on today, Mr. Mirage. He is a scientist, and we were discussing some things with him. So he came on the show today, and we certainly are dealing with what he has to say. It's not really open line today, not until Friday.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what to do. Give me. I got the 371 number. Give me the other two numbers for the show.
326-0271.
Yes,
you
I
have
got
that
that.
one. 326-0272.
Right.
813-0271.
813-0271. All right, I'll call you back. It's something I want to touch base with you on, but I can do it another day.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
I'll listen in. All right.
Okay, all right. Mr. Mirage is on the line. We're going to bring him in back in. Mr. Raj, are you there? Is he? Mr. Blues, I'm not hearing him.
Yes, he's here now.
Oh,
Hello?
okay, all right.
Yes. For those that have just tuned in, we are talking to Bahamian international scientist, Mr. Ramesh Mirage, who would prefer to be introduced as hometown boy, son of the soil,
Okay,
which is what he is. You do have one call. I
We
think
have
we
a call.
want
Mr. Mirage,
we wanna
just
connect.
give us a moment. Let's
Yes,
see if we
just
can
a
get this
moment.
call out of the way.
Yes.
Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, good afternoon, Professor.
Hey,
And
what's
good afternoon
happening?
for guests. I can let you all finish too. That's one. Got one little thing I want to put in there.
Is it constitutionally sound?
Professor, that's what I need to put that on everything. It's a constitutionally sound. But Professor, listen here. You ain't got to write with this teaching no foolishness in school for 4 years, because that's what.
Okay.
But this man, not us now, but we can use the same thing. If you go around them little children talking foolish, you know what he call that? He call that sexual abuse. He call that abuse. You can be charged for abuse. And I
Yes.
save it, Professor.
Yeah, okay.
I save it. So in 4 years, you can forget about that. But Professor, let me say this before you all go back to this old story.
Yeah.
And I watched. I was ashamed of the black leaders in the States. I ashamed of them. The Constitution say male and female,
That's
and look how
what it
far
said.
they carry that.
Yes.
And Professor, you know what I watching? I watching something in this Bahamas, and I want you all who in the media to pay attention to it. It's our Constitution. 7-1. Professor, 7-1. They say, listen, if you want to be a Bahamian, you turn your back on your flag. Man,
Yes.
all kind of different flag day, and the leaders them don't say nothing.
Yes.
They doing the same thing that Americans do. Male and female, and they flag day and see it.
Yes.
Now listen, you ain't being hated on nobody, but this is what the Constitution say. I mean this here when I come here, and everybody know what this is. Hey,
Yeah, that's a good
hey,
one.
a lot of people's getting high power and play like they's crazy.
Yeah.
Put it right there, 7-1, and that's where you get the citizenship. Everybody know what that is, and just flying flag, and nobody say nothing.
Yeah.
I say, listen here, get in position. But listen, that ain't my problem. Leave that alone. Now, when we talking about how people will say, when you talk things about God, you know what God said? You doing that because you waiting for Satan, you hiding. Because listen, I am not the God of confusion. I want, Professor, what you say? What things are bad? I want all the humans to know. If it's confusion, it's not of God.
Yes.
1 Corinthians chapter 14. And why he put his 33 on that? Because he
33,
like
yes.
33. And listen, if that is confusion, that is not of God. That's from Satan. So all behemoth, that's the bad. Anytime you see things, look, that's confusion. That is not of the God. That's of Satan. See, y'all have a blessed day. Let me go on with the whole story.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Strong.
that's my call. I always would ask him, is it constitutionally sound?
Right,
I
right.
wish we could get more people to think like that. Mr. Mirage, you are on now. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So would we want to know, Mr. Mirage, you were telling us about your Tuskegee experience and the language. You know, we have opposing views. There are different ways to look at that. But the way we want to approach this, how does it sound, or what do you experience when you sit in the room of scientists and you have to do a presentation? What is the impact of your accent on your work?
So like the caller who disagreed with my position said, and my position was not one of not understanding or trying to make people to understand. My position is just one of we have to love and appreciate our culture and who we are as a people.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I am doing presentations, I actually slow down how I speak because we speak quite fast,
Right.
and so I speak slowly. I maintain my Bahamian accent because in doing so, I am reminded of when we used to do tourism promotions back in the day, which was people. Okay. And so I speak slowly, but in my dialect. And so folks will come to me afterwards and said, I hear an accent. Where is that from, sir? And I said, oh, I'm from Nassau, the Bahamas. Will you come and visit us? I'll be delighted to show you my country. Okay. And so, yeah, I slow down and speak in my accent.
Okay. All right. Let me say too, again, I hope you don't mind me saying, but a part of the purpose of us, connecting and asking you to help inspire, we need inspiration. We need to know that as Bahamians, we can attain and obtain any height, any level of performance or proficiency. We are world class.
That's an absolute fact.
Okay, so here it is now. You and I'll bring in one other situation. We recently had a young man. His name is Roman Lang out of Grand Bahama. Just to throw one out there for Grand Bahama. Pin this point. He piloted the world's largest cruise ship. Over 1,000 feet in length, icon of the seas. Well, Grand Bahama must have been proud. He piloted that thing right into Grand Bahama's port and into the shipyard.
Amazing.
We can do it all. We can do anything anyone else can do. So I just wanted to bring that up as a story. You yourself, you are piloting projects of great importance, and your work is dealing with science, medicine, medications. We wouldn't call the names, but I just wanted to say some of the companies that we see in our drugstores or in our stores, we buying these products. You have done work and continue to do work with large, recognizable names, world, global companies.
That's true.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, I hope you don't mind, but this is for the purpose of inspiration, Ramesh. From whence you have come to the place where you can sit in a boardroom or a presentation and to be scrutinized by the FDA and make, their requirements, their standards, and you're able to deliver products to manage projects that rival or that are world class so that you have safe products for persons to consume. So I just wanted to put that on the record that you're blessed and you're walking in what your purpose is, and you're still in the position, and we believe that you're still going to be able to impact your country, as the professor said. You're still able to impact your country. You're available. Now Tuskegee, we can't let you go from there. What was your performance, your experience like at Tuskegee? You'd spoken about your experience with your fellow students. What about the faculty? What was your experience at Tuskegee?
So, before I answer that question, coming from Nassau, Bahamas, we love to party and have a good time. And I certainly was one who loved to party and have a good time, which is why I was filling out a college at Bahamas.
Okay.
And there is a concept in economics called the opportunity cost, which is the loss of the next best alternative. So when I went to Tuskegee, my mom, along with the scholarship I had, my mom went and took a loan for me to go to Tuskegee University.
Wow.
And it was $5,000. And I'll never forget when she put that gunk in my hand, and I got on that Delta jet at Nassau International Airport, and I thought I was dreaming. Okay. And when I touched that pocket with the gunk, I said, no, this ain't no dream, this real. And I burst out crying on the plane, and I said, my mom stick her neck out there for me. She sacrificed for me to go to the university to make something of my life. And I cussed an expletive to myself. And I said, you will not mess this up. You will focus. And I talk about an opportunity cost, which is you're going to party and have a good time, or you're going to dedicate yourself to studying and seeing what God actually put inside of you. And so I started studying, and I got very, very diligent. I ignored all of those extracurricular activities that I really used to love to do. And so in terms of the faculty at the university, you know, the Tuskegee was a very small school, and professors knew us by name. And once you were dedicated and hardworking, they would work with you. Okay. And so it was really an excellent place for me to be at that time.
Okay. Very good. Your level of responsibility, I cannot recall exactly what you had said to us concerning being pulled aside at one point. I think your name was called, like, we need to see you.
Oh, yes. yes. So I had become a chemical engineering major. I changed my major from being an electrical power engineer to chemical engineer, because that was the voice that I was hearing inside of my heart and my soul. And I mean, when I did that, man, I mean, I went into overdrive in terms of my passion. And so I started to really excel, and I used to get like all A's in math and chemistry, and even English. I even got A's in English, which I hadn't done in high school ever, or even in COB. Okay. And so I was in the chemical engineering office one day for some reason. I don't know what it was, but when I went there, the secretary, I started talking to her, and then she was like, "What's your name, young man?" And so I told her, and she said, "Oh, you're Ramesh Mirage." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "I need you to sit right there, okay?" And she said, "The department head wants to see you." And I said, "Oh, yeah, okay." So she went to his office, and then she said, "You could go in to see him." And his name was Dr. Fadat. He was from Iran. And he sat me down at the table. He said, "I just want you to know that we appreciate hardworking students like you that are excelling in the program." He said, "You make us look very, very good." And he said, "What can we do to help you?" And I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Like, you need any scholarship money?"
Wow.
I said, "Really?" I said, "Of course."
Man. That's awesome. Yeah.
I said, "Of course.
Yeah.
So I got NASA, National Aerospace Science Administration, and National Science Foundation scholarships. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then like in my sophomore year, he called me to his office again, and he said, "Hey, I don't ever see you like at like the engineering functions, like the engineering banquet." I said, "Oh, Dr. Vadat, I'm not a person. I don't like to be seen, man. I like to be in the dark, just doing my thing, you know. I do things for the cause, not for applause." He said, "Well, I'm not giving you an option. You need to be at the engineering banquet." I said, "Hey, whatever you say, Doc. You giving me these scholarships, I'll do it."
All right.
And I was like, you know, sometimes I could have been like a little bubblehead, like not really paying attention to what was really happening. So they having the banquet and they were giving out awards for like the best students in the programs. And so they up there and they were like the best technical student in the mechanical and chemical engineering schools comes from the Bahamas, and they set out my GPA to everybody.
Amazing.
And they called my name, and I said, "What?" Oh, okay. It was an award from Procter and Gamble back in 1991.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, Ramesh, I'm just saying for the purpose of all of us, the Bahamian family, the Bahamian tribe, for the department head to say, you make us look good. And we are capable. So we're speaking over the nation today. We are very capable.
Yes.
We are able to do it if given the opportunity.
Yes.
Given the opportunity, given the pathway, given the encouragement, that pressure. And I must say, too, you had a sense of appreciation for the sacrifice that your mother made.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to speak to that because, I say I speak a blessing over all of the Bahamian women.
Oh, yeah.
That sacrifice,
oh, yeah.
Their time that really put in a sense, limit themselves so that their offspring could excel, so that even their siblings,
Oh, yeah.
could excel. That's a part of Bahamian culture too. Now, everybody doesn't do it, but in terms of the last generation, we saw a lot of sacrifice going on.
Yeah.
And they sacrificed so we can have better opportunities.
Yes.
So I say today, Ramesh, before we allow you to continue to, and wrap up this segment, Ramesh, for us to have come so far, we really need to have a problem with anyone or anything that either cut down our potential, cut down our opportunity. We need to be very serious because a lot of sacrifice was made to bring us to this point that we are.
Man, that's a true statement. Yes.
We cannot allow it to be squandered at this point, and we cannot let our hearts fail us and lose, confidence or lose fight, let me stand up, brush myself off. Life has knocked me down to the ground, but I'm going to get up once again, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what we're speaking over this nation, that all things are still possible,
Oh, yes.
All things are possible, even if you get knocked down, even if you didn't get a scholarship to get off the rock, like we would say.
Yes.
We still have opportunities to advance, but we have to stay in the fight.
That's exactly right, Brother Hyla. And so we talk about my academic achievements, but more than my academic achievements is I'm a man of faith, and my life is nothing without God.
Okay.
And I say that unashamed. And I have fallen down many, many times. Mm-hmm. And God, thy word have I hid in my heart so that I may not sin against you. We, what I see going on today is that we like intellectual achievements. And that is what we rate very highly.
Okay.
And if you would allow me just to say that Hosea 4:14 says, a people without understanding will come to ruin. And then Isaiah 51 and 13 says, therefore my people go into exile because they lack the knowledge of God. Okay. Because they lack the knowledge of God. So, I've been fortunate to grow up in an older time where what Bahamians used to say back in the day, put God first.
Yeah.
And have manners.
Yeah.
And I have seen the shift to where, and I got caught up in it too, when I thought that I was so smart. And, pride goes before the fall.
Okay.
So I fell down because I thought that it was me that was responsible for all these good things happening. Okay. But when you humble your heart, you say, humble your heart before the sight of God, and he will lift you up in due season. And I mean, like I said, I've fallen many times. His holy word says, you may fall down 7 times, but you will not stay down, because the Lord upholds you with his righteous right hand.
All right.
And Lord of mercy, God has lifted me up so many times that I can't even count it. Okay,
Awesome.
so, and then, we get caught up in a rat race where we feel like if this thing passes, we're falling behind. But we have to think in terms of God and eternity. God says 1,000 years is as a day, and a day is as 1,000 years.
All right.
Time means nothing. Time means nothing.
Yes, sir.
My brother, thank you very much,
Mr. Mirage.
for the words of inspiration today. For those just tuning in, we were talking to Mr. Ramesh Mirage, Mason's Edition.
Yes, sir.
Son of the soil.
Yes, sir.
World-class scientist for some of the world's largest companies, largest corporations. My brother, thank you for sharing time with us. Continue to be blessed. Continue to do us proud. And don't try to stick to what's juju and tamarind in your suitcase.
I gotta do my best.
How much case of corned beef you taking back with you?
I only got a case of Gombe Punch, because my children will kill me if I don't bring that.
Okay, then. Man, you take care and be blessed, man.
Thank you, Brother
All the
Island.
best.
Thank you, Professor. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Continued
All right.
success.
Thank you.
This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network. We were happy to have Mr. Barrage spend some time with us today. We appreciate him. He's a world-renowned scientist. And Bahamians, it just goes to show you where God can take you. So don't get discouraged. I tell you, I come from the nothing class. God is able to take nothing and make it something, and make something nothing. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Express Yourself Live will return right after this.
Myra Scents and Gifts, formerly Bed and Bath Concepts, is located at the Mall at Marathon. They've got gift baskets, gift sets, teddy bears, and women handbags. You will also find the best selection of perfumes, especially the now hard to find ones, like Club de Nude for men and women, Red Door, Perry Ellis, White's Diamond, and an assortment of Arabian perfumes, just to name a few. It's Myra Scents and Gifts. Friendly atmosphere, affordable prices, satisfied customers. Come on in. We're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Telephone 393-5958. Myra Scents and Gifts.
Are you looking for a great deal on floral arrangements? Well, Pedal Pushers is here for you. Pedal Pushers Elegante Florist is known for its spectacular arrangements that highlight your unique occasions. For this week only, they are offering not 6, not 8, but 12 beautifully arranged roses for only $75. Take this opportunity to show how much you appreciate that special someone, or to add elegance to your party or event. They also cater to yacht, hotels, hospitals, and private engagements. 12 roses arranged for $75. Pedal Pushers is located on West Bay Street, or you can call them at 326-2663.
Why does Bahamian shoppers know when times are hard and things are tough? It's more sensible and convenient to shop at YK's Fashion Center. YK's has slashed prices on brand name clothing and shoes by up to 50%, including academics, Clarks, polo, and hundreds of jeans and dicky pants, and as much as 70% on selected items. Choose from a large selection of beds, sheets, rugs, and towels, all at affordable prices. YK's has 3 locations to serve you: Bahama Avenue, Prince Charles, and East Street South near the Sir Charles Hotel. YK's, where you can afford to look good.
Limbo. Oh,
Man, what you doing way down there on the ground with that limbo stick?
well, I was in a competition with Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center. Their price is so low. I wanted to see if I could go even lower.
You should know better than that. Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center has general quality merchandise, furniture, homewares, and groceries, but their prices can't be beat. No one has better quality with lower prices. Come to think of it, I need to get there right now to catch those low prices. See ya.
Wait, you can't help me up. Oh boy. That's Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center on Market Street. Good buys at low, low prices.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. How low can we go? Come on, come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. How low can we go?
From Cable Beats to Montague, it's your chance to join the discussion of today's issue. Let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. WhatsApp us your concerns on 809-2310. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself.
This is Professor Sidney MacArthur Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network 99.5 FM. We had an interview early in the show with Mr. Mirage, a Bahamian scientist of renown, very important in the world's eyes, of course, and he's very humble. He gives all his praise to the honor and glory of God for raising him up, coming from Fort Wayne Castle and Mason's Addition, where I live and where I grew up. And he grew up in the same area. God is able to take something which is nothing and make it something, and make something nothing. And Bahamians, we ought to humble ourselves so that God can use us, because he talks in 5 classes a week: the foolish, the base, the despised, and the nothings. Okay? So we must humble ourselves, no matter how great you may think you are, or how much knowledge you have in your head, or how many academic qualifications you have behind your name. It's all to nothing if you do not humble yourself and acknowledge God in your work, in your life. That is extremely important, because without God, we're nothing, Bahamians. We're just clay on the ground. We're just mud on the ground. So we have to acknowledge our Creator, who gives us every breath of air that we breathe. You know what happened to you if you stop breathing now? God decided to take the breath of life out of you. You won't even know what happened to you. You'll be dead. It's just as simple as that. Now we're going to hear a clip from the Foreign Minister of Affairs. Please listen carefully to what he's saying. We're going to comment on it after it's finished. Go ahead, Mr. Producer.
So just as there is a Department of Tourism and a Ministry of Tourism, should the House agree with these bills, there will be a Ministry of Foreign Affairs and a Department of Foreign Affairs. The Department of Foreign Affairs will be run by the Director General, and just as the Department of the Ministry of Tourism is run by the Director General. So that's the construct which we're seeking to follow. People who want to serve in the position in 111, if you want to be a high commissioner or ambassador or head of an international organization as a permanent representative overseas, you need the leave of the Prime Minister to be that. That's what 111 says. 112 says that anybody else who wants to serve overseas, whether in the ministry or from some other public service department, also needs the leave of the Prime Minister to serve overseas. So in a sense, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the minister, as the chief diplomat, are agents of the office of the Prime Minister. And that's the way it works in practice today. But there's not a transparent mechanism for the country to see how that works.
Brother Hyla?
Professor, the principle is supposed to be, he who is faithful over little will be made master over much.
Yes.
Has Foreign Affairs been faithful over the matters of the Bahamas to be expanding another department? A Ministry of Foreign Affairs, now a Department of Foreign Affairs, more people, more money, more positions, more favors, more spending, more parties. When I say parties, I ain't talking about political parties. I talking about parties with tent, balloon, and events, and activities, and meetings. We have not had a U.S. ambassador for probably like 3 administrations.
Plenty, yes.
This is a reflection of what America thinks of Bahamian foreign affairs. I'll say it again. We had a charge d'affaires, which is like an office. I don't want to. I shouldn't say like an office manager. A very high level official.
To do what?
That's another thing. But no ambassador. Now we have one coming in. What I'm trying to say, Professor, is America did not assign a U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. I believe it was sending a message that y'all ain't serious. This is just my opinion. The view of Isle is not the view of the owners, of the station. But this is very serious. They're expanding and spending more money.
Yes.
To do what? How are they dealing with Haiti? Speaking of foreign affairs, the biggest foreign affairs issue for the Bahamas right now is migration from Haiti.
Yes.
And if you don't believe it, look at what is being reported. If you don't mind, Professor, the Bahama Journal has a story by Gerino Sanders. Very powerful story. Featuring Kevin Lundy, the acting commandant, ordered a surge of assets towards border protection in response to executive orders issued by the White House. This came about after an executive order was issued by U.S. President Donald Trump. Admiral Lundy said the U.S. Coast Guard is vital to protecting America's maritime borders, territorial integrity, and sovereignty. This is the American saying this. Yeah. And it makes me wonder, what is our position?
Yes.
Concerning protecting our territorial waters? I got to stop right there. Professor, you know what I didn't tell you? I don't know if you heard it. Did you hear that our Defense Force vessel was heading down to Haiti, but it break down? They turn around and come back to New Providence?
No, I haven't heard of that. When that just happened recently.
Like
right?
a week or two. 2 weeks maximum.
Okay, all right. No, I'm just the first time I'm hearing about it.
While the Dominican Republic reported that hundreds of thousands of migrants. No one is being mean-spirited about this. This is about border patrol and territorial integrity. That's what they're calling it.
Yes.
So where's ours? Every other country in the region is saying we cannot accept the flow. Every country. There is no other country that takes the position of the Bahamas right now, which appears to be keep the back door open while all the Bahamians sleeping. Go to the back door, do not lock it, leave it open, no patrolling, no one standing at the back door, everybody go to sleep. And we're going to find you to sleep. We have no idea what numbers of migration is coming in.
No,
let me finish the reading. Professor, nothing could be more serious than this. The president's executive order caused the admiral to direct operational commanders immediately, is a word that they have here, immediately surge or cause a lot of assets. They're talking about patrol ships.
Yes.
To go, they say cutters, aircraft, boats, and deployable specialized forces to increase Coast Guard presence and focus, starting with the following key areas. You ready for this, Professor?
Go ahead.
The southeast U.S. border approaching Florida to deter and prevent a maritime mass migration from Haiti or Cuba.
Yes.
That's the number one thing Donald Trump sent them to do. Number two, the border around Alaska, Hawaii, the U.S. territories of Guam, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Ready for number three? The border between the Bahamas and South Florida.
Okay.
You know how serious that is? The man, no, not the man, I take that back. President Donald Trump had to increase border patrol, and we spoke about this a few months ago, coming to
Yes,
the
we
close
did.
of last year, Professor.
Yes.
Because they reported the Bahamas. I got sick to my stomach reading the Palm Beach Post, writing a story on the Bahamas and migration into the Bahamas.
Yes.
Why I have to read the Palm Beach Post? Not that I was in Palm Beach. I'm just, I live in Palm Beach. No, online. I wasn't in Palm Beach.
Yes.
I wish I could go to Palm Beach and spend a little time relaxing, vacationing or whatnot. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, but the Palm Beach Post is writing a story on the Bahamas when the Bahamian newspapers were not writing stories.
That is true.
Remember I brought it to you, Professor?
Yes, you did. Yeah. I remember quite well.
New York Times got to be writing a story about the Bahamas, and they specifically said that there's an increase of persons departing Haiti heading for the Florida area.
Florida area, yes.
And they were landing in the Bahamas.
Yes, they were. And still are.
And still landing in the Bahamas.
That's
and then most, they are making their way to Florida. Now,
Right.
if the border of America is sealed off,
right,
where they going?
Well, we know what's going to happen to that because we're not hearing anything from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We're not hearing anything from the Office of Prime Minister.
Will we hearing that the Foreign Affairs Minister want to add a whole department?
No, I can talk about that. Because his whole statement's a bunch of crap from start to finish.
Wow.
Let me put that out there, okay?
Yes, sir.
See, this is what we have allowed the political director in this country to talk foolishness and nonsense and waste the taxpayers' money. He doesn't even understand what the Constitution says about ministries. And that's the thing that upsets me. They believe they could do any and everything as if the people's money belongs to them and just spend it at will. We have many more people that have been added to the government payroll under this current administration. Now, they have the votes in the House to pass it. Now, if it passed, it will pass because they have the votes to do it. We have had these two political parties that have been governing this country for the last 51 years, 6 months, and 18 days, right up to date. Having been given the authority by the people, the electorate of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And this is why he could get on with this foolishness and this nonsense. Check Article 88 of your Constitution and see what it says. If you're going to be an agency of the Prime Minister, then we could cancel him out, cancel a whole lot of them out, and let the Prime Minister be Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs. Cut down the crap, man. Because all we're doing is getting more and more money being spent by the government of the Bahamas, and we see no major solutions being solved in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. What we have seen is an increase in problems. And our citizenship is under threat. Our immigration laws are under threat. We have not yet heard from the government of the Bahamas as to what has happened to these people found in these shanty towns. We have had no information as to what they have done with these particular personalities who are here illegally.
So, Professor, by you saying that, right? Let's connect that to another story. What they can do with all of the foreigners. Tribune Business wrote a story concerning how much homes were taken away from Bahamians.
Yes.
And here's the story, Professor. There were Keith Bell in Parliament is recommending that the banks forgive the loans and all of the interest to help get people back in their homes. Now, while it sounds good, Mr. Gowan Bow is saying if you fully write off the unpaid interest, and I do see his point, that was accumulated for non-performing homeowners, it would send a wrong message. And it will signal to banks that it will signal to the public that you're allowing you're allowing persons to stay in their home. They didn't pay. What about the ones that did pay?
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's back up a bit on that. What has contributed to this particular issue? I heard what you said, Mr. Garwin-Bowe has said. What has contributed to the situation where so many Bahamians have defaulted on their loans? The point is, Bahamians, we need to look a little bit deeper into the situation. Like I always say, when you have these industrial disputes, what has the government of the Bahamas or any agency of the government of the Bahamas contributed to the industrial and unrest in the country? We never seem to get that part clear. We just get when the union has strike certificate in their hand, take action as they feel is deemed necessary for them. Then, through the Attorney General's office, who gives very bad advice to the government of the Bahamas, they come up with an injunction. The court runs to hear the case. Now, I got a problem with that. You know why? Because there's something sitting before the court right now, or about to get before the court, hasn't even reached the desk yet, which is of utmost importance to the entirety of this country. A very big problem. And I hope and pray the court would move on it very quickly, because it could be to the detriment of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, the people who live here. We have to do something about that, and something will be done about it. The thing is that they went and run to stop, to have an injunction against these people who say they got strike certificate in their hand.
Legally, Professor?
Yeah, legally, I know
And
that.
I've said-
yeah, but see, the thing
Yeah.
is, I have a problem in the court dealing with these itty-bitty things, which really have of no significance. Whereas the big issues that affect the very livelihood of the people of this country, the very life of the country, it's sitting right there. And they don't seem like they have eyes to be able to see or ears that they can hear. The judiciary is supposed to be independent. This is what I said. Supposed to be
Professor,
independent.
that's a big one, Professor. Supposed to be independent.
Yes.
With
but
no political interference.
With no political interference. And I see where the court is yet to move on this major problem. And they just seem to be stationary. But we got to get some movement on that, and we will get movement on that. Because something has to be done. People keep asking me the question over and over and over and over again. I have to find out what's going on. But you will hear, it happened with the doctors when they had their dispute some time ago. The doctors were out in Rawson Square, demonstrated. Then the government of the Bahamas decide we got to take an injunction against the doctors who had a legal strike certificate in their hand. Just like this time they have a legal strike certificate in their hand. And the court is quick to run to stop them from carrying out a constitutional issue that they have in hand. I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Whereas other major issues that affect the entirety of this country is being ignored. You have to fix that, Bahamians. Because the very survival of your country is at stake. We are in serious trouble.
The Prime Minister agreed that they had a right to strike. He agreed to that. But after agreeing to it, you would say the Prime Minister and the Attorney General, they made a move to get an injunction and send the people back to work.
That's exactly what they did. But the union didn't take out an injunction against the government.
And threatened to imprison them if they defy the order.
Well, they should have defied it. See, the point is, there comes a time in life when you have to defy them, particularly if it's not constitutionally sound. If it is legally sound, constitutionally sound, no problem. But you have the certificate in your hand. And you tell the people they must go back to work. Give me a break, man. Bahamians, see, the union leaders got to learn to understand their constitutional freedoms, rights, and privileges are being infringed upon every living day of this country. I better stop now because I had the music in the background. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson on the Global Radio. See, these things get me all fired up, you know. I get very angry when you have a minister talking crap on the airwaves. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. We'll be back after the break.
Express Yourself Live will return right after this.
Whether you're shopping for Mother's Day, Father's Day, back to school, or any occasion for that matter, you are sure to find exactly what you're looking for at the Brass and Leather Shops. Great products like handbags, wallets, backpacks, luggage, belts, shoes, and more are awaiting you. Brand names at the best quality and reasonable prices. Land, Rioni, Kipling, Guess, Travel Light, Herschel, and more. Shop any of our locations. Downtown Charlotte Street, Mall at Marathon, and also the luggage store at Palmdale. Be sure to shop Brass and Leather Shops. You'll be glad you did. Bahamian feel-good food in the right atmosphere. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whichever you choose. It's the Cricket Club Restaurant at Haynes Point, West Bay Street. The food is off the chain. Bahamian breakfast. We talking stew cow, stew fish, and sheep tongue sauce. And for lunch, crab soup, okra soup, and pea soup and dumpling. Man! And for dinner, they got mahi seafood platter or steak and shrimp. Only $28.95 per person. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Cricket Club Restaurant. Call 326-4720 for reservations. Oh, and don't forget, there's a live band, The Magic Touch, every Friday night. Hey, Shoe Depot has what you and your wallet need. They are stuffed with stylish and exciting footwear, handbags, wallets, and accessories for all occasions. Shoes for the professional, casual, cute and glitzy, skid resistant, and ultra comfortable for those long work days. Shoe Depot has got you. Oh, and be sure to join our Shoe Depot Rewards Club for extra savings and earn points for special benefits. Visit either of our two locations, Golden Gate Plaza or the Palmdale Plaza. At Shoe Depot, you'll find the best selection of the best styles and at the best prices.
Myra Scents and Gifts, formerly Bed and Bath Concepts, is located at the Mall at Marathon. They've got gift baskets, gift sets, teddy bears, and women handbags. You will also find the best selection of perfumes, especially the now hard to find ones like Club de Nude for men and women, Red Door, Perry Ellis, White Diamond, and an assortment of Arabian perfumes, just to name a few. It's Myra Scents and Gifts. Friendly atmosphere, affordable prices, satisfied customers. Come on in. We're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on weekdays and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Telephone 393-5958. Myra Scents and Gifts.
Steve Harvey here from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Everybody knows that I love to chill out with great music. There's only one place you can get this. Tonight at 7 p.m.
As soon as you clock off from work, make sure you lock right into me. I'm Lenny Green from The Quiet Storm, inviting you to come on over. I've got all of that R&B ear candy that you love. Plus, we'll engage in conversations inside of Confessions of Love and so much more. And you never know who's going to drop by. It's The Quiet Storm, all getting on the way tonight, 7 o'clock, right here on Global 99.5. I'm Lenny Green for The Quiet Storm.
From East Street to Blue Hill Road, it's your chance to join the discussion of today's issue. Let your voice be heard. Speak your mind and express yourself. Call in and participate at 326-0271 or 326-0272. WhatsApp us your concerns on 809-2310. Follow us live on Facebook and globalradio99.5fm.com. Express yourself.
This is Professor Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. This is the last part of the show, Bahamians. Make sure get your calls in, 326-0271. 326-0272-8130-271. Bahamians, we have many serious issues facing the country. And I want you to listen carefully to this clip from the Minister for Energy. Because, see, to me, you got to talk sense, okay? Make it make sense. And so this is why I listen very carefully. to our leaders who have been elected, given the responsibility to run this nation. And I keep asking myself, is it constitutionally sound, yes or no? You're going to find the Electricity Act that was passed in 2024. The government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is supposed to do some very specific things. The act that they passed in the House, it's right there for everybody to see. The question is the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas or the ministry itself responsible for energy following what the law said? Now, that's statute law. Constitutional law, that's a different kettle of fish altogether. They seem not to know that at all, period. But are they following the statute law? See, if you're following the statute law, it wouldn't be a problem. But you come with all this smart talk about this thing, that thing, the next thing. And when you check the act itself and you check what the law says, you get a whole different horse of a different color. Mr. Producer, play that tape, please.
We've been doing quite a number of work at BPL. We're bringing in more of our efficient systems online, our efficient generators out first to generate the power, and that helps with reduction of costs as well. So I've seen some persons seeing that cost reduction, taking advantage of lower fuel as well in the global sector has helped us to try to get costs down. And gradually you'll see some more of the cost of electricity going down, but it's been a work in progress, and I think we're getting some good results. We also did the energy rate adjustment program where we zero rated 200 kWh first usage, and so that has helped with reducing the cost for a lot of our consumers. And so some of the benefits are being felt now, and as we continue to work our energy reform program, we'd see more of the benefits happen gradually.
Brother Halle, I think you better take the first road on this one.
Again, pass on this one. Professor.
No, I have my comment to make too, but you go first.
Professor.
Yeah.
It's always gradual. If you have a gradual decrease in your bill, we'll see it going down the line.
Yes, we would.
Aren't we seeing a gradual cost of living increase at the same time?
Yes, we
so while they're bringing it down gradually and the cost of living going up gradually,
yes.
Isn't it staying zero right in the middle?
Right at zero, yes.
We're not going nowhere.
No, we're not.
In the case of Grand Bahama, when before the whole fiasco, that's what you have to call it, started up, you have foreign companies coming in promising cutting 30%, 40%.
Yes.
Why even use the ink in the newspaper talking about initiatives that are going to cut electricity by 30%, 50%?
Yes.
It has not happened. It is not happening. I don't want to say it will not happen, but it feels like it will not happen through these individuals that are talking.
All you have to do is look at the evidence by the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. See, that's what you go by. Their past record. And listen to the crap they're saying today. And that will tell you what could possibly happen in the future. You don't need to be a scientist like Mirage to understand that. What you are speaks so loud that I can't hear what you're saying. This is why we need to look at the record. Look at the Electricity Act. Look what they passed in the House of Assembly. Look what they told us in writing. What the government of the Bahamas is supposed to do as it relates to electricity.
Well, Professor, you asked me to pull it up?
Pull it up, yes, sir.
The first thing they're supposed to do, because there are guidelines.
Well, it's right there in the law.
Section 7 of the Electricity Act 2024, it says guidelines for regulation and government measures. It says that where in the view, and it does bring in ERCA, where in the view of ERCA, market forces are unlikely to achieve the main goal and objectives of the sector policy and electricity supply regime within a reasonable time frame, or having regard to the costs and implications of those regulatory and other measures on affected parties, that's us, the
That's right.
people. They're saying that the functions and powers of IRCA lie in the hand of the minister. Do I need to pull up that particular section?
You can.
Here it is. While IRCA has the overall regulation for the sector, it is still saying in section 14 that the minister is responsible for setting the rates, the electricity rates.
Okay.
And they're supposed to publish for public information prior to granting approval. That's a different matter altogether.
That's a whole horse of a different color right there. And we are not seeing any discussion whatsoever, no reports of any kind, even by those of us out here who would have some opposition to what's going on. They got one strange company in here for the next 25 years. To do what? To do things that Bahamian themselves could do. And they're operating now. What is the government supposed to be doing before a decision is arrived at?
That is in section 21. Section 21 says that the government will have a duty to publish documents.
What did they publish? You see them publish anything? Did they get any information from opposing entities that have a problem with some of the things that they're doing? That is supposed to be considered also.
Mm-hmm.
This is all in the law now.
That's section 19.
This is what they put there.
We reading from the law. Consultation and publication.
Now, stop right there. Consultation and what else?
And publication.
Okay. Well, I don't know of any such thing happening. Because they ain't consult with me now. They don't talk to me. They don't talk to the people in Fort Wayne Castle. And yet the minister, with due respect to her, saying all these fancy things. Where is the consultation? Where is the publication that we can see? And where's the evidence? Because, see, we would see hardcore evidence of what the minister is saying. Is it there or is it not there? Is it constitutionally sound, yes or no? The Constitution gives the minister the power to set the rates. I ain't got no problem with that. That's constitutional. I have a problem with the way they're going about it. When you talk about consultation and publication of information, because you ain't do nothing like that. We have a call on the line. Call you live on air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Professor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I heard the Minister of Foreign Affairs, I think his name is Fred Mitchell.
Yeah, here's the name. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he spoke so articulately about what the U.S. government thing is about their registration, not the registration with the aliens.
Yes.
Okay. Now he could articulate what the U.S. government has to say about alien registration.
Yes.
But here it is, they can give up passports to illegals not following our Constitution.
Precisely. You're correct on that point.
Well, listen, they so out of order and they will have the audacity to use the word accountability.
Yes.
They need to look that up and then look in the mirror and see if what they are doing is accountability.
Yes.
That's what they need to do and stop doing foolishness, man.
Yes.
Honestly. And, Professor, I hate to say it, but listen, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I just
Yes,
want
sir.
them to ring the bell so remove them, and let's just let someone go there who is going to look out for the Bahamian people.
That is extremely important.
I do not want no one there who call themselves a prime minister of the Bahamas, but is not representing the Bahamians.
Now,
I have a very big problem with that.
when it comes to the prime minister, we can get all those tapes on all those things we've been saying publicly. We're going to have to take a couple of shows just to deal with him. I don't see that coming. But see, I'm a person, I do my homework very well.
Yes, sir.
We will add nothing, listen, caller, we will add nothing to what he said. And we're not going to take anything away from what he said. We're going to play it exactly the way it is. And then we're going to line up with the Constitution and see if that's constitutionally sound. Yes or no. Because see, one of my callers told me she cannot support this prime minister because this prime minister violates the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I couldn't say anything when she told me that. I just had to stay quiet. But I have to go and check the evidence. You see this appointment of Commissioner of Police?
Yes.
That he has done. I understand some things that have been done. But again, we must do our homework very well. We will analyze everything that he has said and see if it is constitutionally sound. Because, you know, he's been saying a lot of things. So we got to get all the tapes together. We can have a couple of shows on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has taken over, it would appear to me now, and this is just what I see it on the surface, that he's taken over all the ministries and speaking for all the ministers. When the Constitution...
What do you got them for? What do you got them other cabinet ministers for?
That's a good question.
Sorry, Professor.
Excellent. No, but it's a good question that you asked, and I have no problem with the questioning. The point is, I know what the Constitution says, and I can tell you point blank whether the government of the Bahamas is violating the Constitution, yes or no, and what articles of the Constitution they are violating. But I want to be fair to him because we want to analyze the information before we go public with it. But this one that we played today, we know that is total foolishness from the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We have allowed the political directorate to run this country amok, right in the ground. You're talking about adding more to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to become an attachment to the Prime Minister's office? Well, okay, fine. Let's knock him out and make the Prime Minister, Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs.
And finance.
And finance.
And minister responsible for land.
Oh, well, he got plenty of responsibility
And
there.
national security, don't forget.
Well, it looks as if he might have to take that over too.
No, he already did. Because Wayne Monroe has yet to speak. When he should have spoken when they had the issue with all these corrupt police officers.
Yes,
Why did he have to speak?
Yeah, you have a point on that. He hasn't said
Come on,
anything on
man.
that. Yeah. And he's
What are
still...
we paying them other
What-
cabinet ministers for?
what are
To
we-
just to sit there and just say, yes, sir, boss?
Yes, that is a problem. That is a problem.
Oh, man.
See, the
I got Brian Sherman who could do better than that.
Yes, the Constitution is very specific when it comes to the cabinet. The Constitution is very specific when it comes to the portfolio of a particular minister. Okay? They have a responsibility and they're collecting the taxpayers' money.
Minister of Labor, we could add to that. Caller, before you go, let me just say, could you imagine on a weekend when the labor unions would have mentioned that they announced the strike? On a Sunday evening, the Prime Minister would have sent out a press statement and said he could not let the evening go by. That's how the statement began. He could not let the evening go by without responding to this labor action. And the Minister of Labor didn't even have a chance to get in her office the next morning. The Prime Minister already would have made a statement on labor when he has a Minister of Labor.
That's right.
He has an Attorney General, if
Yes,
you
he
want to
does.
look at the legal aspect of it.
Yes, he
And
does.
before the Attorney General could speak to an issue, he would have spoken first. So this is what we're talking about. just a hand in everything.
Yes.
Yeah. He has title carriers. That's it. All they're doing is carrying a title.
Yeah, and that doesn't make any
He is
sense.
actually doing all of the work.
Yes.
Maybe we should
Because
pay him.
he's paid up.
You should pay him more then.
Pay attention and make sure get him out of power. That's what we need to do. Pay attention to get him and the other set. Get all of them out. We need to clean house.
Yeah, we
Because
have.
they are all of one. They are all of one, the same.
Yes,
Because
they are.
every 4.5 years, we have the same exact crime for the past 51 and a half plus years. Not days, not months, years. Truly, it is time for a change. Yeah, I know our time up. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. We can talk.
Yeah, the caller is very correct in what he said. And the thing is, we want the Bahamian people to understand you have to make some very serious decisions about the future of this country. We cannot keep going the way we're going now. Bahamians, we're not making any progress. A lot of our people are hurting badly. This is the worst I've ever seen in my lifetime. But you see, we could fix it. And it's going to take hard work and commitment, loyalty and commitment to the Commonwealth, to the Bahamas, to bring real, genuine change to the way of life in this country. We just can't keep it the way we're going.
No.
Go ahead,
Professor, before we go, I just want to make it clear to the Bahamian public. Right in the Electricity Act 2024, and I wanted to make a correction. In section 38, after 9 paragraphs of pretty language concerning Urca's power, 9 paragraphs, paragraph number 10 says this: notwithstanding subsections 1 to 9, and for the period specified in subsection 8, the minister may by order adjust the tariff rate for electricity services of any public electricity supplier based on the need for a tariff rate relief for a category of persons as stated in the order.
Yes.
Full stop.
That's right.
I declare the people, all Bahamians need relief, and the tariff need to be adjusted downwards based on the power given to the minister in the law.
That's
and
right.
especially Grand Bahama.
Yes.
Whatever you reduce it to, reduce it double for Grand Bahama and Abaco. 10% off for the nation and 20% off for Grand Bahama.
You're right, Brother Hyla. It's in the law. It's in the supreme law as well. The authority
is in the hands of the minister. The
minister.
power is in the hand of the minister.
Always was in the hands of the minister.
According to the Constitution
The
as well.
Constitution says the same thing. So I don't have a problem with that. Once it's constitutionally sound, that's good. So we have the minister having the authority to act constitutionally in the best interest of the Bahamian people. But when we don't see that, then we got a problem. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. Thank you very much for participating. Bahamians, please be safe. Don't get into no trouble. We want you to stick around because we got plenty of work to do. Of course, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll have another special guest on tomorrow. I'll have a special guest on Thursday. We might have more than one. And of course, Open Line is on Friday. This is Professor Sidney MacArthur, Walter Thompson on the Global Radio Network, 99.5 FM. Have a pleasant afternoon.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.